felt like at the public hearing that was held, BC Housing didn't necessarily cover the information in the same way, which led to some of the questions. So following that meeting, Council asked that BC Housing come and make a public delegation and provide some of this information. You know, some of the concerns around staffing level, there was a vague comment made early on in the process from BC Housing that it would be a minimum of two staff members at a time. And both BC Housing and Lookout, you know, said in the follow-up conversations that we had, like, no, not 2 people, an absolute minimum of 2 support staff on at a time, but, you know, recognize that there would be significantly more people working in the building at the time. So we did ask them to come and provide additional information to the community. I certainly appreciated that they did today, and I felt like many of the concerns that people had brought to us were covered and good information provided. I think what's extremely clear to me is that specifically Lookout, I mean, of course, BC Housing is present in the community all of the time, but Lookout specifically, I think, has shown a really strong desire to be present in our community, to build relationships with businesses and residents in the neighborhood where they are looking or where the housing is proposed to go. And further to that, has really already taken it upon themselves to meet with some of the opposition to the project so that they can answer their questions, so that they can get them build their plans around some of the concerns. And so we are going through our formal steps now before we do sign the lease. We have negotiated the details and we've issued public notice that we do intend to sign the lease. That will be the next step on our end, which will take place in the next couple of weeks. And following that, then there's finalization of building permits and that type of thing before construction starts, likely late this fall. So Council did give final approval to the zoning bylaw for Russell Place today, which is to enable additional independent living on the Rainbow Gardens property. So Rainbow Gardens has done a fantastic job of really providing a campus of care when it comes to supportive housing, independent housing, and affordable housing, so that the intent is that once somebody lives there and they age, they're able to really age in place as much as possible, moving from one building to the next as their needs increase over time. We're really thrilled to be working forward on another project supporting Rainbow Gardens. They have been a great property owner and housing provider in our community, and this was the final step today in giving approval on our end for their project. We're really excited about the projects happening down at the Harbour Quay, happening of course in collaboration with Hometown Takeover and HGTV and the project that is happening there. Today we sort of funded the full scope of work that the city will be funding, and I think most important to note and most important to celebrate is that all of the funding is coming from grants, either trust grants from Island Coastal Economic Trust or provincial and federal government funds. So we're really thrilled that for a $1.2 million project, of course leveraging that further with HGTV, their funds and knowledge as well, as they come in and have done largely the design and planning for these projects. But of course, we're able to get this massive update at the Harbour Quay, a lot of really exciting projects happening, and we didn't have to use any city tax dollars in order to make that happen.